Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Honey, can you hear me? Honey? Okay. I'll start. So this is my bucket of water, and I'm trying to make uh, what they call the wet palette here. This is just the tissue like this, paper towel. I think so. I think that's a delay because I'm watching it with my iPad here. So you following? I just keep going unless you stop me. Okay. Okay. I just keep going. So I'm going to wet this paper towel with water. Well, I saw this on other YouTube channels, so this is how I pour the water into the bucket. And let me dump this here, all the water in here. And here is the parchment paper. And this is what I use, non-stick cooking paper. But I think you can get this from the 100 yen store. Okay. So this paper is supposed to be completely wet. And this is my bar of Dove soap, which I use to clean my brushes or my brush when I'm painting. So you don't have to use this for now, but if you have when I bring you the Series 7 brushes, I think you should wash all the time. Okay. And paper towel here. This is the gray gouache. I use this screen. So I just deposit a hunk of paint onto the palette. And I got this figure with me, and I want to paint the his jacket, this green color. And I use a pretty large brush. This is a sable hair. Okay, I'm gonna zoom in so you can see how thin the paint I use. Wrong setup. Hang on. Bit too tight. Actually, I use pretty thin paint, so people always say don't let the paint go into the ferrule, which is the metal part here, but it doesn't really matter. You should actually soak your brush with all the paint, and I'll let you know why. Now, after you load your brush with the paint, you actually should discharge most of the paint out. Okay, this is actually pretty thick paint, but anyway, this will work, and you can start painting now. I'm switching my glasses. So zoom tight a little bit. Now, once you complete the first layer, don't brush on it again. Just let it dry, okay? Just let it dry. And then load some more paint, discharge it. Now see the lapel here? It's not dry yet, so I don't touch it. I won't paint over it. Now, don't paint over it when it's still wet, okay? Well, if your brush is a nice brush like the Series 7, you wash it more often, but now I don't have to, right? Because I have my bar of soap here. So I don't wash it like that often, every 2 minutes. Never go over the paint over and over again. Just do it once, or maybe second time, then just let it dry, right? Let it dry. Okay, I paint the whole jacket this green, but this green is too intense, and I need to mix a different green color. So I'll leave it to dry before I put on my second coat. Okay, I'll zoom wide. Oh, you mean here? Leave it, leave it. I'm gonna cover the spot with my second coat. Just don't go over it right now. Let it dry completely before you put the second layer on. That's the most important thing. That's how you get an even coat without any brush marks. Okay. Now I wash my brush, but I don't just wash my brush with water. I wash it with my bar of soap. Okay. Uh, you should you know wash it in the direction of the hair like this, and then run it, rotate it, so keeping the tip pretty sharp. Okay. And when you want to make it, you clean up all the color from the ferrule. You do it with your back of your hand like this. And if it's clean enough, do it again. But it's pretty clean now. My brush is pretty clean, and the paint from the ferrule, it's all expelled with the soap and water, and also my action. Right? You see, you can tell the brush is pretty clean. See, it's pretty clean. And when you dry the water, you pull the paint out from the ferrule. You probably can wash it a few more times. Okay, and that's how you paint. Okay. I'm going to mix the green with a bit of burnt sienna to kill the chroma, so it won't be so bright green color. Actually, I don't need to use that much brown, but anyway. So zoom out a little bit. Since this is not a very expensive brush, I use this brush to mix the color, but I'm using a Series 7, a Winsor Newton 7. I'll use a different brush to mix the color. I just use the Series 7 to do painting. Still too bright. Now this is actually quite thick for painting, so I will thin it down a little bit more. So you can see the figure. The paint of the first layer is all dry, right? Because it's all matte, not a bit of gloss from the paint, not a bit of wetness from the paint. So now I'm going to put my second layer on. Now remember, you must discharge your brush on the tower before you paint. Okay. See, that's if you look closely here, the first layer, there's still some paint really still wet. Can you see that? It's still wet. So I'm not going to paint this area right now. I'll let it dry completely before I paint this area. Okay, I'm gonna wait for it to dry completely again. As I'm waiting, I'll wash my brush. I'll wash my brush. And then maybe I'll clean my hand now, ready for next washing. Okay, get the picture? Some people use a hair dryer to dry the paint, but I don't want to. I don't think I need to because it's drying pretty fast. Now, next coat I paint, I will paint the whole figure because I will work from one single color before, which use it as a base color for the other color as well. So when I paint the whole figure, the color of the whole figure become more harmonious. But you don't have to. But you don't have to worry about that now. Yeah, the most important thing is thin the paint. It doesn't matter how thin it is, but you know if it's too thin. But you don't have to worry about that because as long as you discharge your brush on the paper towel, don't let the brush load with a lot of paint. You wouldn't have a lot of paint, sort of a blob of paint and then out of control flow all over the figure. So you discharge it and then you paint the area, one area, small area by one small area. No, never hurry and go over every place the same. And then let the paint dry completely. It's almost dry completely. Well, a little bit more, and then I'll paint the whole figure dark green. Okay. Well, since you got it, I'll I'll stop now and I'll keep on painting and I'll show you some photo after I paint the whole figure. When I finish this base color. Okay.